Hi everyone, I'm Cheryl and welcome to the Sewing Room channel. I'm going to demonstrate how to make these really pretty decorative towels. Now I made these in mind for making for Mother's Day gifts. So think about making this project for someone that you care for on Mother's Day. Okay, let's get started. You can find packages of tea towels into which they have 2 or more tea towels in it. I believe I got these off of the internet, but I think they also carry them at Walmart and also at Joann Fabrics and Crafts. So again, look for those that have more than one in a package because it's more of a cost-saving feature. I'm going to cut the tea towel in half so I can actually make 2 towels out of 1. So I'm just going to fold it in half to find the center. And then once you find the center, which is along this fold, you can go ahead, and I use a rotary cutter, and then cut it in half. Even though the size of the towel is written on the package, you still need to measure the width because they're not always quite exactly that measurement. So this is actually 18 1/4 inches wide. Take that measurement and add 2 inches to that. This fabric piece is going to be used at the very bottom of the towel. So take that width plus the 2 inches and cut out a piece that is that wide. So let's say mine would be 20 1/4 inches that I would need to cut. Remember, your towel may be a different measurement. Cut the width this way anywhere from 5 to 6 inches. It all depends on how wide you want that strip of fabric. I cut mine 6 inches. Then at the bottom of the edge, go to the sides first. At the sides, you want to fold them in 1/4 inch and press with your iron. Then go to the bottom edge and fold it over once and press. Fold it over again and press. So now your piece should look like this. Then on this inside folded edge, you're going to stitch it down all the way across. I'm using Ofray ribbon as a trim. And this is about 1 1/4 inches wide, I think. And you can get this at Walmart. So I placed it up at the top of the strip. And I just let, anywhere from 1/8 of an inch to 1/4 of an inch extending out here at the top edge. Because this top edge of the ribbon is going to cover that raw edge. And then stitch it on this piece of fabric right along here. Have the front side of your towel facing up, and then take your strip and place it along the bottom. Now I usually have the very bottom edge of my strip of fabric below the edge of the towel because the edge of the towel is not straight, so you want to cover up that defect. So I will place it about 1 inch below so that it's completely covered up. You have that strip centered on your towel. So I've pinned the ribbon edge down on the towel. And this is the back of the towel, and this is at one side of the towel. So now you want to take this and wrap it around to the back side. And then place pins to hold it. And you want to pin all the way down. And over here on this side, I've got it already pinned. And once you have it pinned, you want to stitch along this inside folded edge all the way down to the bottom. Here's what it looks like on that one side after I've stitched it down. Then go to the front and stitch close to the edge of the ribbon all the way across. Then take 2 pieces of fabric, maybe 5 inches square. You don't need a very big piece. And you can either draw your own heart shape or maybe you have a template. These are templates that I have by June Taylor. You can purchase them at Joann Fabrics and Crafts. and on the internet. So you take those two pieces of fabric and then trace around it, all the way around. And then when you go to cut it out, I'm going to show you one I've already got, you want to leave 1/4 of an inch of fabric around it. So usually what I do is I'll trace it onto my fabric, then stitch right on top of that drawn line, then cut away from that about 1/4 of an inch. So you have two pieces, a front and a back. I use just plain fabric on the back. So after you've got it cut out or your edges cut off, because this has curved edges all the way around, you want to go around the entire thing and do little clips. And up here where it goes, dips in, do one little clip right in there. Now pull the two fabric pieces away from each other, like I've got here. And this is my fabric for the back, and I'm just going to take a pair of scissors and cut a tiny little hole in it. Then open it up and now cut a larger hole through just that one layer of fabric. You don't want to cut through the whole thing. Then take it and turn it front side out. Then take an object that is very small. Don't use your scissors. This is like a little stick that came with my polyfill stuffing, or a chopstick, and go in that hole and push against the edges all the way around. When you come to this little dip, you may find that it doesn't come out all the way. So one thing that you could do is take a straight pin, and then you can just pull out that point a little bit more. Then take your heart and press it flat with your iron. Then you're going to place it in the center of the towel. So to find the center, just fold your towel in half. Put a little finger pressed area up there so you can see a little dip. And then where the center of this little dip here, line it up with that. And I like to place mine about 1 inch above the ribbon trim right here. Then take it and place pins all the way around to hold it down. Then you're going to be doing applique stitches around your heart. Now I'm going to use a satin stitch. And so look on your machine to see if you've already got one that has settings that make it a satin stitch, or take your zigzag stitch, widen it to at least 4.0 and a stitch length of 0.6. Always test your stitch out on scrap fabric to make sure that it's going to work for you. You can either use tearaway stabilizer or this thin paper. Place it behind your applique heart, and then go to your machine and do your applique stitching around the edge. To make it easier for you to see where you are stitching when you're doing a satin stitch, there's a presser foot you can use. It's called an open toe presser foot, and you can see exactly where you are stitching. So you just keep the center line on the foot on the edge of your applique piece and then stitch around it. When you're done, just tear the paper off. Now fold the towel into thirds. So I'm just folding it over this way and then this way, and make sure your edges are lined up evenly there. And what you're trying to do is make sure your heart is centered. So if it's not, just adjusting this until you have it the way you like it, and then press these edges with your iron. Measure across here. This is the top edge of the towel, and you're going to cut two pieces of fabric that are a little bit wider, at least 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch wider, because you want to leave room for a seam allowance. Then whatever that width is that you calculate it to be, you're going to cut it 9 inches long. So cut it by this width by 9 inches. You'll cut two pieces. I'm using some iron-on interfacing, anywhere from a lightweight to a medium weight. Doesn't need to be really heavy. Just cut it at least a 1/2 inch smaller on all sides. Then center it, and making sure there's a little bit of space, and then fuse it on. Now bring front sides together, the pretty sides of your two pieces of fabric together. Pin 3 edges and stitch a 1/4 inch wide seam on just 3 edges, leaving the bottom end open. Now on the 2 corners here and here, you're going to cut them off to where they're just about 1/8 of an inch wide. Don't cut into your stitch line, because then you're going to rip it apart, and make sure you do the other corner. Now turn it front side out. After turning it front side out, again, take something like this, reach inside and poke these 2 corners out, and then press these edges flat. Then at your opening, turn the edges in about a 1/2 inch, and then press that edge. Now insert the top edge of the towel inside of the opening, and then place pins to hold it in place. Then stitch close to this edge all the way across. Now make sure that it's catching the edge on the back side. Now that it's stitched on, you want to take this edge here and bring it down to about 1 inch, maybe 1.25 inches below this area right here. This is the part that goes over your towel bar to hold the towel on. Then you're going to mark your center, and I would just either take a fabric marker or put a little pin there, measure where your center is going across this way. Fold it back so that you know where your center is. And this is where you have a choice. You can either put Velcro here, a piece on this side and this side, and use the Velcro to close it, or you can put a snap, any snap of your choice, or you can even do the buttonhole with the button. So here's the one with the snap right there. And you can buy plastic snaps on the internet. Some of your craft stores might carry them. I got mine off of Amazon. Or you can use the little baby snaps. Remember, don't forget Velcro. And then on this one, I did the buttonhole stitch here. So look in your user's manual on how to do your buttonhole stitch, and then just stitch a button on, and that's how you would attach it to your towel bar. Now, one other thing that you'll notice, there's a difference. This has squared corners, and on these I rounded them. So I took something small and round, traced around it, and then stitched on that trace line. Also down here I put lace on this one, and I put some pom-pom fringe at the bottom edge. The lace and the pom-pom fringe I got at Walmart. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you are interested in other towel projects, decorative towel projects, then check below your YouTube screen for those video links. There will be other beginner sewing projects listed on there also. I also have other projects that have applique pieces on it. So look for links that deal with applique stitching. Now don't forget to follow me on Instagram and check out my Facebook page. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time, and happy sewing. If you like the Sewing Room channel, one of the best ways to show your support is to subscribe by clicking on that red subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. And don't forget to click on share to share this video with your friends. And make sure you click on the bell so you receive notifications for all my new videos. I'm Cheryl, this is Manny, and this is Scotty. See you next time.